Clearly, another Fantastic Beasts film isn't coming out anytime soon, so I might as well give my thoughts on the film series as a whole and its major problem. That problem is Grindelwald. I clearly don't care who he's played by, he is a problem. I suppose we should start at the beginning of this series. The original Fantastic Beasts film had a simple plot. Newt Scamander loses a case filled with magical creatures. Now he has to team up with witches and a muggle to get them all back. Meanwhile, there's another deadly beast brewing within the flesh of a young wizard whose magic has been repressed and it will turn deadly. The Obscurus. It's a simple premise, but it gets the job done. Newt and his supporting cast get to feel relevant to both the plot and the emotions. However, we hit the wall when we introduce Grindelwald into all this. Grindelwald shifts the emotional axis away from Newt and the Beast and towards him and Dumbledore. Newt becomes a supporting character in the film franchise named after the textbook he writes. Say what you want about Harry, at least his actions felt like the A-plot. The Basilisk, the Tom Riddle, Ginny, all that felt connected to the overarching mystery of the book, which is the Chamber of Secrets and the relationships the characters have to one another. Here, we have a massive contrast. Whenever Newt is on screen after the first film, it feels like Newt is there for contractual padding just to be Dumbledore's errand boy. The emotional center of the plot does not lie with Newt. It lies with Aberforth, Albus, Grindelwald, Credence, Aurelius. When your emotional center doesn't involve Newt, it makes him come off as being a supporting character and not the main character. And again, this is a franchise that's named after his textbook. That's just sad. Sadder than the attempts at making Grindelwald relevant by having Queenie join Grindelwald. It doesn't help that we're moving at a snail's pace. It does the quirk with the annoying X-Men films where every film takes place in a different decade, except this isn't taking place in a different decade every single movie. This is taking place only barely a few years apart. Secrets of Dumbledore took place in 1932. The original Fantastic Beasts film took place in, I believe, 1927 or 1928. We are 3 movies into a 5-movie franchise, and this great wizarding rebellion hasn't taken place yet. This film franchise keeps baiting us, with all hell breaking loose and another war breaking out, but baiting only goes so far. Their customer, who asked for a glass of water, has died of thirst by the time they get that glass of water. I seriously question why we simply don't do a movie about the founding of Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The backstory is pretty interesting. Someone from the House of Gaunt tries to escape the horrifically abusive House of Gaunt, marries a muggle who also becomes a wand maker, a muggle wand maker, which is all sorts of interesting, and they found a school of witchcraft and wizardry, Ilvermorny. The Fantastic Beasts franchise struggles over who it wants to be the protagonist. If the protagonist is Newt, then he is quite detached from being the emotional center of the story, from relationships to basically the general plot, despite the attempts to fix that, which aren't exactly successful. If the protagonist is Dumbledore, then we're meandering over here with Newt until we finally get to a point where Grindelwald's rebellion breaks out. The story cares so little for who it wants to make the emotional crutch that it pays dearly for this, and it makes the audience pretty much apathetic to the whole ordeal. If you wanted a globe-trotting adventure featuring a wizard, then do the globe-trotting adventure featuring a wizard. Just have Newt be protagonist in the driving seat the entire time. If you want to focus on Grindelwald, Dumbledore, and the drama that comes with it, then focus on Grindelwald and Dumbledore. Instead, we have what we have, and we pay dearly for it. Well, that's it for this video. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.